Welcome to learning about Anput, an often missed but important goddess in old Egyptian stories. Today, we will look at her tales and powers, and see her key parts in the afterlife and burial customs. Whether you like myths or are just starting, you will see interesting stories about Anput. Anput is mainly known as a goddess of burial rites, a keeper of the dead, and the loyal wife of Anubis, the god of embalming and the afterlife. Their marriage means a strong team that helps and protects souls on their way to the afterlife. One big story about Anput is about their daughter, Kebechet. Kebechet, or Kebechet, is the goddess of cleaning, who helps in embalming by washing the dead with water. This shows Anput's key part in a godly family tied to death rites and the afterlife. In the well-known story of Osiris, Anput plays an important yet helping part. When Osiris was killed by his brother Set, his body was cut up and spread across Egypt. Anubis, with Anput's help, got the pieces of Osiris's body and made them ready for the afterlife. This story shows Anput's main role in death and rebirth rites, working with Anubis to make sure Osiris was prepared and safe for his new life. Anput also protects kings. She and Anubis were often called to guard dead kings on their way to the afterlife. In tomb writings, you can see Anput watching over the burial places, making sure the kings travel safely and rest forever. This role made people feel sure their rulers would be taken care of after death, watched by Anput and Anubis. Anput is also known as the keeper of the necropolis, the city of the dead. In this role, she watches burial places and protects the spirits of the dead. This story shows her as a careful and kind goddess, making sure the final resting places are safe and the dead have peace. Anput is linked with the jackal, a symbol she shares with Anubis, which shows her tie to death and the afterlife. The jackal, often seen near graves, was thought to protect the dead from being bothered. This symbol makes Anput's guarding traits and her role in watching over the dead's move to the afterlife clear. In the weighing of the heart ritual, a key part of old Egyptian belief, Anput is felt even if she is not in the center. Anubis, often seen with Anput, weighs the dead person's heart against the feather of Ma'at to decide their fate in the afterlife. Anput's closeness to this big ritual shows her role in judging and protecting souls, making sure they get their right place in the afterlife. Looking deeper at Anput's symbols, it is interesting to see her link to the night and the unknown. As a goddess tied to the jackal, a night animal, Anput stands for the guarding and guiding parts of the night. This link to darkness is not scary but a calming presence, guiding souls through the unknown parts of the afterlife. In old Egyptian thought, the night was a time of change and new beginnings. Like the death and new life cycle Anput watches over. Also, Anput's role ties to the bigger idea of Ma'at, the old Egyptian rule of truth, balance, and cosmic order. While Anubis is directly in the weighing of the heart ritual, Anput's role is seen in keeping Ma'at through her guarding and cleaning acts. By making sure the dead are properly prepared and safe, Anput helps keep the balance needed for the journey to the afterlife. Anput's role is also seen in the art in tombs and temples. She is often shown in a guarding pose, sometimes holding symbols of power and safety, like the scepter or the ankh. These pictures are not just art. They show her godly power and her key role in keeping souls safe. Seeing Anput in these works reassures the living and the dead of her guard. Moreover, Anput's story shows the importance of family ties in old Egyptian myths. Her bond with Anubis and Kebechet highlights a godly family dedicated to death and afterlife rites. This godly trio shows the teamwork of the gods, working together to make sure souls move smoothly. Anput's caring side as a mother and her guarding role as a wife fit with the roles of Anubis and Kebechet, making a full approach to the afterlife. Anput's story also reminds us of the old Egyptians' deep respect for the afterlife. Death was seen as a change to another life. The careful embalming and the detailed death rites show this belief. Anput's part in these steps reflects the care and devotion Egyptians had for making sure the dead had a peaceful and safe journey. Through these stories, we see Anput's important yet often helping role in Egyptian myths. Her parts in death rites, guarding, and the afterlife are crucial. As the goddess of burial rites, keeper of the dead, and mother of Kebechet, Anput stands as proof of the old Egyptians' respect for the afterlife and the gods that guided and protected them on their endless journey. Thank you for exploring the stories and powers of Anput. If you liked this deep look into Egyptian myths, please like, share, and subscribe for more interesting dives into the ancient world. Until next time, may the gods keep you safe.